How are the preparations coming? Excellent. Good work. Let's head to the Astral Lounge. Goodbye, my dear.
Oh, I'll be keeping an eye on this little operation, just in case.
You're in the Vanguard, right? Hey, thanks for your service. People joke, say those Baroon zealots bullshit.
All right, we're here. Now, I don't know what the cellar looks like, but they'll have a security briefcase with them. Larger than normal. Big enough to hold the artifact. We should split up. The code phrase to identify yourself as the buyer is Ramsey and Travers.
Standard operating procedure for business on Neon. Cloak and dagger's par for the course.
Remember, Ramsey and Travers. We'll meet back near the elevator.
Any vacancies on your crew? Put me behind the trigger of your ship's energy weapon, and your targets are gonna have a very bad day.
What is it? Can't you see I'm busy drinking? Oh, really? I heard you all have a meeting in a few minutes, don't you? In one of those fancy VIP lounges? Speaking of which, I gotta get going myself. Excuse me.
What's up?
Say, kid, how'd you like to hit you? That's right. I
just saw our seller walk by. Good job. That's not surprising. This is a deal over stolen. Now, before we head in there, let me go over the ground rules. He'll ask for twice what we agreed on. That's normal. He'll probably try to walk out. That's normal, too. Don't worry about the amount we actually settle on. The Stroud-Eklund Discretionary Fund is just a chip to you and me. Our goal is to get him to accept that chip in exchange for the artifact. Anything goes as long as it's in our hands, and we're not dead. How does that sound? That's why you're here. Hopefully our combined countenance will be enough, but grabbing the artifact... Well, just do me a favor and treat it as a light.
Tevin Anastas has run into some trouble. Word to the wise, you don't want a piece of that.
So you're Stroud. You look different in person.
Our public relations always insists on doing some touch-ups for the official photos. Embarrassing, really.
Your security here going to stand or sit for this little meeting, making me nervous. So polite. Almost makes me forget what planet I'm on.
Am I to assume that briefcase has our item of interest?
Yeah, here it is.
Well, look at that.
One of a kind. And I know you want it.
I have the amount we agreed on.
Things have changed. I want double.
Now, how am I supposed to do that?
I don't know, but your security here seems to have some fancy gear. Why don't they chip in? Not my problem.
It is if you leave empty-handed. We came here in good faith. Now honor our previous agreement.
You either figure out a way to give me what I want, or I walk out of here right now. I leave now, I can get a jump start on the people after me, instead of you all wasting my time.
You'd be on your way already if you just take the money I'm offering you and shut up. What's it going to be? Take or walk?
All right, you win. Hand over the money. This thing is all yours.
Well done. Some high-pressure tactics, but we got what we were after. Time to go home, shall we?
Stop right there. You're in possession of Slayton Aerospace property.
Ah. Slayton must have been the original owner. We don't need to do this. All's fair on Neon. Am I right?
Hand over Mr. Slayton's property. Now. It's my employer's property. That's all I need to know. You gonna make me shoot you? I'm listening. Really? Huh. That might change things. Huh. All right. But Nicholas Slayton isn't a man you want after you. Good luck with that.
Sending armed men to the Astral Lounge. Slayton must be serious about getting the artifact back. We'd better get off the planet quickly.
Get lost. I have a job to do.
Something's gone wrong, hasn't it?
Slayton has put a bounty on your heads. He's greased a few palms. Your ship's been impounded at the spaceport.
There goes our way out. The CEO of Slayton Aerospace. Their assistant. The same way everything works on Neon. Agreed. Have a talk with the man himself.
Slayton Aerospace has offices here in the trade tower. If Nicholas is moving this quickly, He must be there or close by.
Let's head to their lobby, shall we? See if we can make an appointment.
You don't need to wear your helmet. Right.
I hear Sedaton's had some major layoffs recently.
Welcome to Slayton Aerospace. Slayton Aerospace is the premier component supplier for a variety. I'm afraid Mr. Slayton... Maybe I could squeeze you in. Let me see. You think that means you can push me around? Not likely. He did? Oh, yes, I do remember overhearing something about that. Oh, I think we can make an exception in your case. Mr. Slayton will see you. Just use the elevator.
Slayton sure takes his security seriously.
Wait. This clearly isn't your executive level. He's on to us.
Walter, taking what's mine, then breaking into my office. A bold move, but one easily countered.
Oh, we're trapped.
Hello, Walter, dear, are you there?
Issa?
Took longer than I'd like, but I managed to pay off one of Slayton's security consultants. They've patched me in.
All right. We've got her out. Once the door's open, just follow her instructions, okay? For the moment, Slayton will be scrambling his own security teams once he gets wind that we're no longer at his mercy. I'm aware of the irony of me continuing to say it'll be easy.
Doors will open in 3, 2, 1. Slayton's guards and employees are all over. Be careful. Okay. You'll want to use the vent system to slip around unnoticed. There's a cupboard just to the right of the elevator you came in on. That's the elevator you came in on. Jump right across the top of it and keep going to the end. Drop down and follow the conduit all the way to the end, past the fork. There's a vent above you. Just climb up. The room below you is clear. Drop down. Stop. One of the doors leads you right into the open. I'm unlocking a safe route. Opening the door on your right. Go now. Head left, but don't go through the door at the end yet. There's a robot stalking the hall. Wait. It's walking down the hall. Go now, stretch across to the door. Keep going, all the way to the end. Wait, there's people in the room up ahead. Closing the shutters. Another robot up ahead. Wait for it to pass, then head straight across to the maintenance door next to the security gate. Go now!
This is a private office.
Let me just get that for you. You know the routine. Up the vent. It's a short one, I promise. Almost there. Door on the right. There's the door. It should take you outside.
Outside? You expect us to climb up the trade tower?
There's a series of catwalks that lead directly up one floor to the executive level.
Well, I guess after you.
Not need none.
You're coming in just behind the executive elevators. I'll call the one on the far end, and you can walk right over the top.
You know, it's moments like this that really makes Neon the best place to do business. You steal what's mine. I trap you in the city. You infiltrate my office. I lock it down. Where else can you match wits for the highest stakes but here? You have what's mine. I, indirectly, have what's yours. We are at a stalemate. Although I do count a few more guns on my side. I do admit, having the co-CEO of Stroud Eklund in my office is quite the opportunity.
How are your quarterlies looking, Nicholas? Perhaps we can add Slayton Aerospace to our supply chain, provided this unpleasantness was behind us.
Yes, I think that could be a most beneficial exchange. There is just the small matter of paying for the humiliation. Mr. Musgrove, my former employee, and the thief responsible for our serendipitous meeting, was caught prior to your arrival. I think it would cement our new partnership if you were to decide on his sentence yourselves. If that is your decision, you need only tell him yourself, and then we will handle the rest.
That's the price of doing business. If you're a thief, that is.
My security brought Musgrove to my office. I'm sure seeing you again will be a fine conclusion to your previous business.
Just let him go. No sense in more violence. We have an opportunity to spare a man's life. I know he probably wouldn't do the same for us, but that shouldn't matter.
Oh no. You. Slayton really does have a sick sense of humor. 10 years working in aerospace engineering, and they laid me off. They tell you if you have talent and commitment, you can go far. But the truth is, it's all about who steals the most and gets away with it. Slayton took it all. Probably in one of his secure accounts somewhere.
I'll settle up with him later. Arbitration, lawyers, all that nonsense.
Please, I was just trying to sell a product, okay? Isn't that why we're all here?
Be lenient. We were taking advantage of his initiative, after all, even if we have found ourselves working with the man he stole from.
Justice for some, huh? Fine. Rather be caged than dead.
You knew the risks, so don't act like a martyr, pal.
I will make the arrangements for Neon Security to take him into custody. You're free to leave.
Time to go. Let's talk more back at the ship.
I guess I should be grateful you didn't put me on ice.
We'll talk back at the ship. It's exciting to see this little... The artifact, can you imagine it? If you thought it was a challenge to find artifacts, imagine doing it with everyone else in the settled systems vying for the... We need to figure out what this all means before someone... I guess we should be grateful we seem to be ahead of the pack, as it were. Let's just hope that doesn't change. You're doing Constellation proud.
Hey, good to see you. Next time.
Get going. Mr. Slayton is done with you.
Word is the Borealis. You know, the DJ? Well, she's moping around because she lost something.
Have your fun. Live your best. Be your personal product.
All right, Gumdrop? We're home.
Never mind. Sorry. Thinking of something else. Yes, Captain.
Deal with a man who wanted us dead. I guess we can call that a win. What do you think? After this, with enough Chandra Vineyards Merlot in me, I just might.
I'll just sit that one out. But I might take the Merlot first.
All in all, a great success. Thank you for allowing me to tag along with Constellation. Yes, I used a pun. Forgive me.
There's something I need to talk to you about.
Your ship is way bigger than Dad's.
Exploring the gap. Stop by sometime.
Now that we have a moment, I wanted to ask how you'll feel after your... That's distressing, but to be expected, I suppose. According to what I've heard, your body absorbed an almost We're dealing with something I know you're simply trying to brush this off with humor, but that temple proves we're The problem is that... Perhaps. It's just that all we know, anything else is just a Oh, believe me, this is... Think about who was this one... Indeed. It's fun. Never in my wildest dreams did I just hope that you'll... Well, yeah, yes, of course you are. I was speaking of the power you've acquired. This is all scientifically speaking, of course. Look, I've already taken up too much of your time. All I can do is promise that I'm not going to make you deal with this, whatever might be happening. You've got something for me? Yep, here you go. Sure. Goodbye.
So, you gotta fill me in on what happened at the temple. What happened? Noticeable weathering on the rock surfaces, so we can't exactly correlate age with that. Then what happened? I heard you. Okay, good. I like the... You encountered it... in what? Fair enough. Maybe we can run some tests later. Anyway, thanks for filling me in on the temple, and I wonder if we can find any more traces. This opens up a world.
Yes?
Your ship smells so much better than Dad's. Like, a lot. Books. Yeah, that makes... Do you have more books, or can you buy me more books? With real pages, a spine, the whole... My book allowance is all gone and Dad won't get me more. So...
Hey, don't let her con you out of more credits. Her book allowance...
Dad, this is between us. Oh, Dad, you've made the best friend ever.
Well, now you done it. Now you can get pestered about books nonstop.
Yeah, a small price to pay for my education. Now, the important question. Pizza. Favorite topping? And please don't say cheese. Dad loves boring old cheese. Did you hear that, Dad? Meat! We have you outnumbered!
We could always get one of each.
No, you lose. I have decided that I will stay. You have the Cora stamp of approval. I, seem to have left my stamp back on Dad's ship, but imagine it there, on your arm.
Yeah, the way you handle things, not bad, not bad. Any day you make it through is a victory in my book. Yep. I hope Cora doesn't get too much under... Yeah, I've picked some things up. So long.
I'm listening.
I'd appreciate your advice. After our last talk, I was really worried what you'd say. Cora's grandpa, good old Jacob, well, he just will not stop pestering me to see Cora. And that's complicated. I mean, can you blame them? But things with my early years, my mother died when I was 7. Me, I mean, I remember her. I have some... You better believe it. So, Jake, I mean, I know how tough it... Dad was, You know me too well, but I tried. He said I had to learn the business. Meanwhile, he's working some angle for a government job. I know, right? Even after I was with him. But by then I knew myself. If I let Jacob... So, set up some ground rules? I don't think... I guess I got more to think of.
Yeah, what is it?
What's on your mind?
Engine's ready.
You have no right to.
Perfect.
My people have killed for this. But I will offer you one chance to hand over the artifact and turn away from this path.
It's not any type of ship I recognize.
The fact that you do not know says much. We are the Starborn, and you are unworthy to possess the artifacts.
Starborn, huh? Humans are worthy. We're worthy. Tell us, please. What are the artifacts? What are they for? Did you make them? What gives you more right to them than humanity?
Answering your questions is exactly what we cannot allow. Abandon your thirst for knowledge, or drown in it. We are growing impatient. Cease your attempts to stall for time.
But you speak our language.
We know everything about you. That is why your kind cannot have the artifact. The more you understand, the more damage you will do.
How could just knowing what you are be dangerous?
Our distance from you is the whole point. We interfere now because we must.
I'm not liking what I'm seeing on the scans. Energy output from that ship is far above the normal range. If we spin up the grav drive now, we have a chance. We'll get through this. Hold on.
I gotta admit, I miss the old girl, New Atlantis.